I think generally I make people feel
what?
every kind of emotion there is.
Israel is a dynamic artist, blending creativity with humor. As an animator and musician, he fuses art with music, creating content that resonates. Grounded in faith, Israel pours meaning and emotion into every project.
Art, I've been drawing for as long as I can remember. Since I was... Bro, if I can remember that far, I'm sure I must have been drawing then too. Can I call you Rose? Can I call you Rose? I remember in like primary school, I used to love art and I used to like watching cartoons, and I would spend the entire time watching cartoons just studying the characters so that I could draw them or make them into like action figures and things like that.
Was that like the initial plan, like to animate them or just to draw, or that came after?
I think the initial interest was the cartoon, the animation itself, but what I could conceive at that point was just drawing it. So that was what I did. I drew as much as possible, and then from then I, grew more interest in getting digital. And I was like, the older I got, the more I realized, animation was a thing I could do for myself. And then I just went into animation.
Did it take you time to get your own face?
No. In 2019, I made the decision that I was going to be an animator. But then I was working a 9 to 5, so I didn't really have the time and all of that. And then COVID happened. We're all on lockdown, and I was in my house. I had my tab, I had my pen, and I had the internet and YouTube. YouTube was my animation university. And then I started doing gigs. Straight off, someone would just reach out like, do you animate? I didn't animate, but I would say, yes, I animate. And that was how I got some of my first jobs, and I started animating, and then TikTok became this viral sensation.
Yeah, it did.
And I remember telling myself, yo, Israel, you have to take advantage of this TikTok thing. Like, you have the content, you have the ability to create it. So I decided I was just going to be putting out one content per day. And I had like a bunch of viral videos after that.
Yes, you did. I currently remember the one where you kept winding your waist. I think You Want to Bam Bam was trending at that point.
Yeah.
So you used it a lot.
Yes.
What software do you use in animating?
I use Procreate.
La la la, whatever. So everything you do, your animation?
Yes.
Not Blender or those popular big things?
Let me see if I can do for you. So your face is more oval. And slightly long. Let's see if we can use the wig. You have wider set eyes, and then your mouth small, but you have you have quite the smile. So this is how I will animate you. Just something simple, but maybe give you more face room.
Is this how my lips look like?
Your lips will have to come with. It's has to come with lips. Yes.
Oh boy. Love it. So the music, which is the essence of fusion, infusing art with something else, and then for Israel it is music. So have you always known you were going to sing? When did you realize you sing?
So music, I believe everyone sings, in their shower and stuff like that, but it's not something you'd think you would do until I was in university. Let's say in my second year, I had a friend who wanted to make music, wanted to start like a band, and he wanted me in it. For reasons I cannot.
He heard you sing before?
No, I could not sing. That's the beauty. I couldn't sing. So it taught me how to, some of the rules and basics. I was like, yo, let's make music together. So that was when I really started taking music as a thing. In fact, I think I stopped drawing for a bit during that period. I must have made like 4 or 5 projects back then that never saw the light of day. A few of them were on SoundCloud. I went by a different name. I'm not going to tell you the name because people will just go and search for the music. I went by a different name and I made music under that name during that time.
You said you were my friend.
Oh my God.
How often do you play?
Oh, every day. Every
Does
day.
he or she have a name?
Her name is Anastasia. She's how I compose all my songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so usually I first play the guitar,
Yeah.
I compose the song,
Okay.
and then I send it to my producer, and then we try and make the instrumental out of it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so she's great. She's
How
great.
old is she?
She's not yet a year, Seth. I lost my last guitar just a little while ago. So when I started making an animation and I had an audience, it felt unfair to keep that side of myself. I would write funny songs and make the video adaptations of them and just give it out as content. And people really loved it.
Yeah,
so that was how I infused both of them.
Both of them together. Okay, so when I knew you, you were using other people's songs. So at what point exactly did you decide, okay, let me start using my own songs?
That one is deep.
Undeepen it.
There was a day I was doing something I was not supposed to be doing. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I was doing something I was not supposed to be doing. Okay. And when I tell you, God literally tapped my shoulder and said, hey, now, in this position I've got you, let's talk. I have some other plans. Yeah. Are you interested? Did somebody just put loudspeaker in my head to talk or what? You know, it's an incredible experience. I now do not believe.
At that point, you were already drawing close to God. Like, you were a Christian.
Let me tell you exactly what he said to me. He said the words, "You've been ignoring me." That was what he said. So I think after that, that was when the walk with God became more. As far as hearing the voice of God goes, God does not necessarily speak loud and clear to everyone. If you believe, you don't hear the voice of God, God does not speak to you, the one advice I can give you is go to where the word of God is readily waiting, and that's in the Bible. It's already there, 100%. Yeah. So after that, my content style and creation started to change little by little. So when I tried to infuse my musicals again, they became songs that edify, inspire, teach. That was very, very important in that moment. Try to take credit for the things that you've done, but you're a jealous God, and you don't want to share my love, your glory. I give it up, now I'm sorry, it's all yours, oh Lord, you complete me.
Alright, so what's next for Israel? No, let's talk about your music.
Okay.
Testament.
Yeah.
Inspiration. Because I also love your animations.
Yeah. So for Testament, again, like I said, all of these stories are deep. Yeah. After I made Testament, I made TTF, Traveler Teacher Friend. That was just a song about Jesus Christ in his humanness.
I love this series.
Yeah. So I made that, and then I made My Lord. My Lord was based on a warning, basically, that I got from God when I started to feel myself a little bit too much. You know, it made it very clear that, see, everything you can do is because I made it so. Yeah. At no point should you think you can, take the glory for it. A lot of people said so. My brothers. Thomas, stop that.
Our doubting Thomas. So now, how are you able to balance showing the world your belief and then getting that audience to stay?
Yeah, so there was something interesting that God made clear during the process, and it was that sometimes one content that you are making, that you're spending all these hours on, is for one person. So many of the people that I had came because they loved my style. So I think that was one thing that kept them. So when I transitioned, the very first song I released was Renegade. Thank God for clarity, because in fact, when I made Renegade, people kept asking me, is this a gospel song? And I kept denying it. I was telling people, it's not a gospel song. I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing. Like,
where was it?
It was, in retrospect,
So
I was still coming to terms with it.
Yeah.
But after some time, I think me and the Holy Spirit had a sit down where I admitted, okay, I'm in denial. This is what I'm doing. Right. I think generally I make people feel.
Feel what?
Every kind of emotion there is. Some contents are so, you know, dynamic in the way that the feeling you get depends on what you are going through in that moment. So like 5 people could watch a video and get different emotions. It could inspire different emotions in people. That's the general idea. Okay. Did you ever watch the Orisa series? I think you'd have enjoyed it.
How far back?
Oh, one of the first things I made before I started making content. It was based on Yoruba gods and goddesses.
What is he talking
about? So this is Shango, this is Yemoja, this is Oduduwa. That's Ogun.
Oh shit.
That's Shango's son.
So why did you stop series like this?
I wanted to go into content creation.
Yeah. You can make it shorter.
Yeah.
Corey, what have you done?
The amount of stress and the conversion was very low. And I found out it was cheaper in terms of energy and strength to make short consumable content. Okay. And I had my cast, very incredible people.
Yeah, I was going to ask. You definitely voiced some part.
Yeah, I voiced the main character, Corey.
So there are like 3 guys there.
Oh no, I voiced many of those. I did extras. I voiced the extras. I voiced all the extras. Because basically I record and animate on my tab.
Okay.
Yes, the only thing I do on my system is play films in the background while I'm working. The tailor has brought the shirt. The tailor has brought the shirt. And sometimes when you have to voice like maybe a conversation between 2 characters, you have to change your voice.
And you do that too?
Yes, now. You have to actually. And I don't have many voices, so there's the tailor has brought the shirt, then the other guy is like,
this is the shirt. Didn't we tell him to put love sign?
And then in the animation, I've already synced the lips, no, the mouth with the words, so that it does not look like
that
it's
thing
off.
Is automatic now. It's not like you're moving the lips with every keyframe.
Oh, let me bust your head. You are moving the lips every keyframe.
Shoot me.
Yes, there's technology to automate it, but we don't have that. You have to each frame as you're animating. Yes. Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. I still did one today.
And you say animation is easy, kind of.
So this is the frame. Si, ro, na, do. Yes, you have to do that. Yeah, you have to.
If I eventually decide to do animation, 3 words, payment.
I think there's like motion capture and all those things they use in like big movies and all of that. Yeah. So sometimes we don't know how to get it or adapt it to what we are using. So we just do it the easy way and the less expensive way.
But your works are very, very beautiful.
Well, thank you very much. This was one of my most viral. I didn't voice this one. I had the idea for this content. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I need a sound for it. This is one of the most coincidental videos I've ever made. Because I had the idea, I had the video, but I didn't have a sound to use. I didn't search for this sound. I just opened TikTok.
And you say?
And I saw it. I just saw somebody shouting LGBTQ. I was like, bruh, I don't have to search to perfect.
How do you monetize your content?
I monetize the music on streaming platforms. Yeah. And then for videos, everything. Okay. For other videos, I just hope they go viral enough that I get brand deals and advertisement. Yeah, so I get to work with a lot of brands, you know, and companies for adverts and content creation and whatnot. Some of my most popular ones will be the ones for Coke and for Piggy Best.
Identified as Amos Edos Usamudame belongs to a former gang of suspected that have been terrorizing Benin City and Ever.
And then we know our #1 enemy as a content creator.
Yes.
Creative block.
Ooh.
How do you do with that?
Creative block is a doozy. I take some time off sometimes.
And it helps?
Yes.
How long
and
is
then
some time off?
sometimes until something comes, because you can be trying to get an idea by yourself for a while, and it can be working, but there will be some time where you need to rest and wait for an idea to come. When your creativity tells you need a break, take that break. Like for myself now, I do a couple of things. Like I make music and I do animation and I draw illustrations and I write. So it's very rare that I'll have creative block across board.
Right.
Yes. So when I have creative block coming up with an idea, I go and make music. I can come back and I'll just have a brilliant idea for.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hence fusion.
Hence fusion. Yeah. When you have more than one thing going.
What's your most exciting project?
Okay. So my most exciting project was Testament by far, because it felt like a combination of a lot of experiences I had last year, a lot of instructions God gave me. It felt like everything just came together in that one body of work. The impact has been very rewarding, you know, having people tell you how much this meant to them, how it helped them in certain times and all of that.
But the animations are like short bits, not for the entire song.
No, not for the entire
album. So now we're going
album.
to get video, animation or video.
Or music videos, yeah.
for your music.
I don't know, but I'm working on something.
Okay.
I'm working on something. I'm trying to see if I can get like a visualizer with myself.
Lord, you came from heaven to earth.
From viral TikTok hits to mixing art with passion. I wonder if Israel dances.
I don't dance. I don't know how to dance. In fact, one of my biggest fears now is embarrassing my wife on my wedding day. But luckily, she doesn't know how to dance either, so we are going to be fine. I don't dance, but what I did, it's an animation technique they call rotoscoping.
Yeah.
So you get a video of somebody doing the dance, you break it down into frames, and then you just animate. You don't have to free animate, you can just use them as references.
Okay, yeah.
So that was what I did. I found somebody that did it, executed the dance perfectly well on TikTok, yes. And I just drew it with my face. And everybody thinks I can dance. I can't dance to save my life.
I don't know how to dance.
Oh, yes. That one, I did not see it anywhere. Okay. I actually came up with that one. That one I can take credit for now.
He's going to dance first.
No. Wait, okay, wait, let me break it down. Let me break it down. I did it in my head and I animated it. I've seen myself do it in front of the mirror. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Nobody wants to see that. No, I will lose.
If it's not good, I'll take it out. Promise.
Okay. We'll give it our best shot. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
1, 2, ready, go. Now you turn around with style. Hey, let's go. Congratulations. Oh yeah, then there was the collaboration I did with all the Nigerian animators that I could reach. So there's a group that myself and Jude, I don't know if you know Judosi.
Judosi, yes, I know.
So we created a group with a bunch of Nigerian animators. So when Spider-Man came out, I told them, let's try and do a collaboration.
I saw that one.
Yes, and it was really good. That was one of the most fulfilling.
Backup is on the way. You're not the only one I called.
Who else did you call?
Everyone.
That's really Kanga.
I'm with my
I've seen that guy.
Yeah. Some of them are more popular on TikTok. Really? This guy is one of the most famous animators on TikTok.
Who is that?
One Nigerian actress that did a Spider-Man film.
I think I know her.
This is the best animator I know. Yeah. And fun fact, it's my song I actually used as the background song.
So David's nose.
Oh, you remember that?
You said you were my friend. You be here till the end.
Thank you for
Thank you
invading
so
my
much
house.
for doing this with me, for letting me invade your house.
Thank you very
And we
much.
literally turned his house upside down.
They did.
Thank you so much. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you
And
very
getting
much.
insights on art, music, animation, and how you infuse all this together. It's quite. Excuse you.
I try.
Oh, you never sleep, never slumber. Kini where you there? I call you Yahweh, Yahweh.
You've got beautiful nails.
Oh my God. Thank you very much.